Have you ever wondered why it seems more difficult for men to talk about their feelings or mental health? It's an intriguing question, isn't it? You see, often societal pressures and cultural expectations discourage men from discussing their mental health. There's this unwritten rule, a stereotype, if you will, that men should be stoic, unemotional, and always strong. It's as if admitting to mental health struggles is akin to admitting weakness, and that's just not the case. These harmful expectations often lead men to hide their struggles, to bottle up their feelings and to suffer in silence. It's an unspoken truth that we've been dancing around for far too long. But here's the reality. Mental health issues do not discriminate. They don't care about your gender, your age, or your social status. They affect both men and women, and it's high time we talked about it. Because in truth, there's strength in vulnerability, and there's power in seeking help. This conversation is long overdue, but it's certainly not too late to start. Did you know that men make up over 75% of suicide victims in the United States, with one man dying by suicide every 20 minutes? A sobering thought, isn't it? But it's a reality we can't afford to ignore. Mental health issues among men are more prevalent than many of us realize. Depression, anxiety, and other mental health disorders aren't just women's issues. They affect men too, and often with devastating consequences. According to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, men are nearly 4 times more likely to die by suicide than women, and middle-aged white men have the highest suicide rates in the country. But why is this? Many factors contribute to this crisis. Men are often socialized to suppress their emotions, to be strong, and not show weakness. This can make it difficult for them to seek help when they're struggling. Additionally, men may be less likely to recognize symptoms of mental health disorders, or they may dismiss them as normal stress or fatigue. And the impact of these mental health issues extends far beyond the individual. Each man who suffers in silence, each life lost to suicide is a son, a father, a brother, a friend. The ripple effects are felt throughout our families, our communities, and our society as a whole. This isn't just a personal issue, it's a public health issue, a societal issue. It affects us all. Mental health problems among men contribute to higher rates of substance abuse, homelessness, and incarceration. They strain our healthcare system and our economy, and they rob us of the potential and the contributions of countless men who are suffering in silence. We can't afford to ignore this issue any longer. We need to start the conversation about men's mental health, to raise awareness, to break down stigma, and to ensure that every man who is struggling knows that it's okay to ask for help. Clearly, this is a major issue that requires our attention and understanding. Because mental health matters, and men's mental health matters too. Often the first step in addressing a problem is recognizing that it exists. So how do we recognize the signs of mental health issues in men? Well, they can manifest in a variety of ways, but there are a few key indicators to keep an eye out for. Let's start with behavioral changes. A man struggling with his mental health might exhibit changes in his daily habits. Perhaps he's not sleeping well, or he's sleeping too much. Maybe he's lost interest in activities he used to enjoy, or he's become more irritable or aggressive than usual. These alterations in behavior can be subtle, but they're significant. Next, let's talk about physical symptoms. Mental health issues can manifest physically too. Unexplained aches and pains, changes in appetite, or even a lack of energy can all be signs of a deeper mental health issue. It's important to understand that mental health doesn't just affect the mind, it affects the body too. Now on to mood changes. If a man is experiencing frequent feelings of sadness, hopelessness, or emptiness, it could be a sign of a mental health problem. Sudden bouts of anger, increased worry, or feelings of worthlessness should also be taken seriously. Remember, everyone has bad days, but when these feelings persist, it's time to take note. Lastly, social withdrawal. A man dealing with mental health issues might pull away from friends and family, or lose interest in social activities. He might isolate himself, preferring to deal with his feelings alone. This is a clear sign that something might be wrong. It's crucial to remember that these signs aren't always obvious, and they can vary from person to person. But recognizing them is the first step in understanding and addressing mental health issues. Never dismiss these signs or assume they're just part of being a man. Instead, take them seriously, because mental health is a serious matter. Remember, recognizing the signs is the first step towards getting help. Breaking the silence around men's mental health can feel like an uphill task, but it's a battle worth fighting. Uncomfortable silence, it's a familiar atmosphere, isn't it? We've all been there, sitting in a room where the elephant in the corner is so large it's almost suffocating. But here's the thing, that silence, that discomfort, It's not just an awkward pause in a conversation, it's a barrier that stands between us and open, honest discussions about men's mental health. We often underestimate the power of conversation. A simple chat can be the first step towards understanding, acceptance, and change. So, how can we break the silence? Firstly, choose a comfortable setting. This could be a quiet corner in your favorite coffee shop, a peaceful park, or even the comfort of your own home. The idea is to create an environment where everyone feels at ease and, more importantly, safe to express themselves. Next, initiate the conversation with open-ended questions. Questions that encourage more than just a yes or no response. Questions like, how have you been feeling lately, or what's been on your mind? These types of questions allow for deeper, more meaningful dialogue. Now this is crucial. When we're engaging in discussions about mental health, we must approach the conversation with empathy and understanding. Remember, it's not about fixing problems or offering solutions, it's about listening, acknowledging, and validating feelings. It's about letting someone know they're not alone in their struggle. But what if you're the one struggling? How can you break your own silence? Well, the steps are quite similar. Find a safe space, reach out to someone you trust, and express what you've been feeling. It might feel daunting at first, but remember, it's okay not to be okay. And it's more than okay to ask for help. Silence can be deadly. Start the conversation today. After all, the only way to break the silence is to make some noise. So, let's start making noise about men's mental health. Let's start talking, and more importantly, let's start listening. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. A sentiment we need to etch in our minds, especially when it comes to mental health. So let's delve into the different avenues men can explore to seek help. Therapy is a powerful tool in the battle against mental health issues. It's a safe space, where you can share your thoughts, fears, and concerns with a professional who's trained to help you navigate through your emotions. They can help you understand your feelings better, equip you with coping strategies, and guide you towards healing. Medication, on the other hand, can be an effective adjunct to therapy. It's not about numbing the pain or suppressing your emotions. It's about helping your brain function better so you can effectively engage in therapy and other forms of treatment. It's crucial to remember that medication should always be prescribed by a healthcare professional, and it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Then, there are support groups. Imagine a room full of people who know exactly what you're going through. They've been there. They've felt what you're feeling. In a support group, you can share your experiences, learn from others, and realize that you're not alone in this journey. Now let's address some myths about mental health treatment. No, seeking help doesn't mean you're crazy. No, medication won't turn you into a zombie. And no, you can't just snap out of it. These are misconceptions that hinder men from seeking the help they need and deserve. Professional help is vital in managing and overcoming mental health issues. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's not something to be ashamed of, it's something to be proud of. It's a step towards understanding yourself better, towards becoming a healthier, happier version of you. So whether it's therapy, medication, support groups, or a combination of these, the important thing is to take that first step. Don't let misconceptions or fear hold you back. Remember, it's okay to ask for help, you're not alone. We've covered a lot of ground today, but the journey is just beginning. We've shed light on the unspoken truth about men's mental health, emphasizing its prevalence and impact. It's essential to remember that mental health issues don't discriminate based on gender. They affect men just as they do women. We've discussed how to recognize the signs of mental health issues, whether it's changes in behavior, mood, or physical health. Awareness is the first step towards understanding. We've also underscored the importance of breaking the silence. It's okay to talk about mental health. It's okay to seek help. In fact, seeking help is not just okay, it's crucial. There are resources available, professionals ready to guide, and a community ready to support. Remember, mental health matters. Let's break the stigma and start the conversation today. Your voice matters. Your mental health matters. Thank you for watching.